What about Forest? Did the Sky United a little? For me, the game was always over first leg.
Yeah, it was. The third goal late on, I think, 2-0 was a real blow, and then a last-minute goal for United at the City Ground finished them, and probably maybe the turning point for Forest in that tie as well was when Surridge just went offside, which would have been the equaliser if he'd held himself onside. That might have made it slightly interesting. But over the two legs, United were the better side, more clinical in front of goal, and they deserve to be in the final.
Do you make them favourites, Stewie? Do you make them favourites?
Yeah, they're just favourites, but I've got a sneaking suspicion Newcastle will win it. I think both of them are on brilliant form. I think we're in for an absolute treat of a final. Yeah. I really do. So I think it's a brilliant final with both teams. They're both arguably in the top two or three teams form-wise in the country and have been since we've come back from the World Cup. So really good final for us.
What do you think about Forest, Pearcey? With how many players they've got to choose out of, does he know his best side?
I'm not sure he ever will this season, to be honest with you. I think a big blow for him in the league campaign is losing Gibbs White last week. He was Forest's best player, Gab, and they're really going to miss him. And going into the game yesterday, I was speaking to one or two people connected with the media in Nottingham, and they were sort of thinking, well, we got a big Sunday against Leeds, and they were looking at that, even overlooking this second leg in some ways, So I think they've got a massive game this weekend against Leeds, and to be honest with you, missing Gibbs White, and I think he'll be out for a length of time, which could be a real blow for him.
So you've got your black and white stripes on, your tight shorts, you're in the final at Wembley. Anthony's, he's doing his tricks, he's stepping over, he's trying to not make you, he's looking over you. What do you do to him, Stuart?
Give him a brisk handshake and say good luck. You know what I mean? Hope all goes well for you.
Pearcey's putting him in the air, aren't you, Pearcey?
Row 4.
To be fair, I've got to say, I covered their game away at Wolves, and he was gesturing, and he really irritated me. And I tell you what, since then, I think he's sort of got his head down, and I think he's played quite well for him, to be fair. He's got a good link and understanding with Fernandes, and Wan-Bissaka behind him is on good form as well. So that access has been pretty good down the right-hand side, I think.
Pearcey, tell me about Newcastle. I was there on Tuesday. I keep telling her the place is absolutely fire up there. Defensively, really, really sound, as you know. That's the first goal. I think Nick Pope lost in 11 games. Great strike it was from Shea Adams. Eddie's doing a fantastic job. I'm looking at they've actually got a good strength and depth now. They've completely changed their front three. Isak come on, Murphy come on, Shane Maximan come on.
Yeah.
They're well ahead of schedule, aren't they?
Oh, my goodness. I think they're 4 or 5 years ahead of schedule. Last year, people were saying the money's come in and they could be threatening the top 6 or whatever this year. And you're thinking, yeah, I heard that all before, But it's incredible what they've done this year. They're the toughest side, the best defensive record in the league, I think, at this moment. His signings have been brilliant. I think in Guimaraes, Trippier, Pope and Byrne have been magnificent for him, I've got to say. And he's turned Elmer around and Joe Linton around. I think what he's done, he's moved 1 or 2 out that were good players at the club, but probably will give you form on 1 out of 3 games, that type of thing. Sam Maximan's not a regular starter. They're not beholden to him now. He's an impact sub, and Eddie's done a brilliant job. And I'll tell you what, you've seen the atmosphere there now, Ali. You'd have seen it. It's just incredible. The club is absolutely flying, and credit to them.
Pearcey, you touched on, I know we're going to a quick break. You mentioned somebody. I've never seen a turnaround in a player, and I really mean this, like Joe Linton. I've never seen a turnaround in a player like it. I mean, it seems like a year ago, you actually felt sorry for him the way things were going. He couldn't get a goal, he couldn't control the ball. And now he's actually just about running things when he drops back in the middle of the park. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, I think there's a lesson there maybe for all managers and coaches that sometimes if a player's not hitting it off, moving him to another position and rekindling his confidence a little bit might just be what's needed. You know, you see players having position changes and it helps them. But this kid, I've got to say, I thought he was a dead loss playing as a centre forward. All of a sudden, he's in midfield. He's got energy. He's got drive. He's got a bit of everything. And you've got to give the manager massive credit for that. I think Eddie's done a wonderful job.
Absolutely, Stuart. Brilliant. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one, mate.
Thank you,
Take care,
Stuart Pearce. Nice one. Who's your favourite player up there? Would it be Joe Linton or would it be the Pope Ali? 9:15.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.